Hey y'all, we are back. It's Matt, James, Roy, and Sebastian, ESC United, your ESC United jury expert panel, whatever you want to call us. And we are here to take apart the next country in our list. And we do that every year, give our scores, and then have the combined ESC United score. And I'm just ready to jump right into it because next up is Albania. Ronela won. Festival Ikengis, usually traditionally the first song to be selected in the running. This year, not so much. I think they were only third. Why are you slacking, Albania? But nevertheless, Sekret was the song chosen. And I think it comes to a lot of people as a surprise because over the past few years, we have known to get Albanian ballads. This year, not so much. But that doesn't mean it was the right choice. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. We're here to tell you because we are always right. I think I just established that right now. And we're going to talk this through, of course, and see if we like the song, and then we'll give our scores. But first, I would love to hear from everyone. Roy, why don't you start?
Sekret is really a fun song, a banger if you have it. And I really just remember the first time I heard the song when I listened to the Albanian selection, and I was like, whoa, this is happening then. And it was just such an overwhelming thing of sounds, and it is such an odd little song where there's a lot of things happening at the same time, and it might be a bit overwhelming for a lot of casual audiences. But I think that a lot of people will be like, whoa, and just really remember the song. It will have a very, very energetic staging, I would assume. And it has a lot of potential to do well in the competition. I will say, with the revamp, I am not necessarily in favor of everything they did. In my opinion, they lessened the drop in the first song a bit too much. Like right now, it is a bit more underwhelming. It used to be very like pumping and very in your face, and now it is a little less in your face, which might help a few people. I would have preferred the old drop, I guess, but it's still a fun song. So yeah, Albania, cool that you're going for this year, and lovely.
Off to a good start. James, what are your thoughts?
Albania is always a tricky one to judge as a foreigner, mostly because Albania sort of exists almost as its own musical ecosystem, where you have the traditional sounds, and then modernity slowly creeps in over the years. So for me, Festival Ikengis is always an educational experience. You get to discover wacky people like Zazo, wonderful stuff usually, and Ronela's Sekret is no exception. This is a fun banger. And again, only an Albanian song can start with an eagle screech. I agree with Roy. It's a fun song, and the drop is less impactful. In fact, in the revamp, they lessened it so much that my attention starts to coast a bit as you hit the 2-minute mark and go on. But the first 2 minutes, it's really fun, in your face, and I'm hoping for a great, energetic performance staging.
All right, so far so good. Sebastian, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, Albania always needs to have the kudos for doing what they think they are doing the best. They're always looking for origin, for doing something much more connected with the culture, and Festival Ikengis is nothing different in this case. So I'm really glad they are not changing up to the modern Eurovision pop music, which was completely scream something not natural for them. So with Ronela and Sekret, it's a really good song. Banger, that's for sure. Typically we have in last year's very monumental ballads, which secure on the spot of the high voice, very great quality voice of the woman performer. Right now we have a banger, we have a drop, not that significant like Guy said before, but still, I believe it could be a great opener for Eurovision Song Contest. But I'm really wondering how it's gonna work with the jury, because I believe the audience gonna eat it in the top 10. That's my feeling about this. So yeah, Albania, very good job.
I can see where you're coming from. I feel like this video is going to be the most boring one because we're all kind of like on the same page here. The team may disagree, the rest of us, but to me, it's my song, y'all. And I agree with everything that Roy said. You just mentioned Sebastian as well. And yes, we hear this all about this is so dated shenanigans. You don't always have to be current and chart friendly. And she just serves us hair flipping, twirling deliciousness with that song. It's high energy. I love the attitude. I love all about that. Albania has been going down, as I said, the ballot route a lot, so it's refreshing to see something like this going out there. And what they did really well, I want to add as well, is they did this bilingual approach very well, because sometimes it seems very forced and awkward. I feel as here, like, okay, they're switching back and forth. It's very, very good. And I'm just very impressed about that as well. Yes, it's very unapologetic, Euro-esque party song. And I need the song. I needed it. It gives me energy. It's a great opener or anything like that. It just really, it gives you the energy needed. And everything else you guys said, I can only echo that. Now it's going to be interesting if our comments were fairly alike and on the same page, but our scores may not be. Let's find out. Roy, what did you give it and why?
I think it's a great song, a great opener to the show. A lot of people will definitely like it, and it has a big staging potential. So it obviously has to reflect in the score. So I gave it a solid 8 out of 10.
James, what is your score?
When Roy and I were arguing about this during Festivalia Genghis time, I initially gave Sekret an 8. But with the revamp a few weeks ago, I gave it a 6.5. Sounds a little harsh, but I've gotten a bit used to it. So if you were to ask me today, I'd say about 7.5. But at the time of submission, 6.5.
Interesting, because mine was the exact opposite. I hear what you're saying about the drop in the revamp, but the revamp just sounded more slick to me. It improved the song overall. So it probably went up in my ranking. Ultimately, I gave it 8.5. And now I know I skipped you, Sebastian, I just realized, but that is okay. We don't have to announce it in order. What is your score?
Maybe it's the better option. With the time, I will also give more points for this song. I appreciate the professionalism of this entry and how it's good with Albania, what was doing on the Eurovision. But at the moment of giving this note, I give only 5.5. Right now, it's going to be 6.5, I believe, at least.
That is very interesting. Even though our comments were pretty similar, our points, not so much. So let's take a look at the actual results here and see how Team United vote. As a reminder, it's not just the 4 of us voting, it's the entire team here at ESC United, and we'll add them up, then average them, take out the highest and lowest score to be, to avoid any crazy outliers, and then we have our overall score. And Albania's score from Team United overall is... I lost it. There it is. 7.46. So that is the overall score. I heard a few oohs here. I will say, based on mine, what I saw from you guys even saying, I'm like, oh, this is not going to be as good. But 7.46, it's like almost 7.5, which is a pretty good mark to hit. They were very close on that. So I think they're going to be pretty high in our ranking, although we never know because we're still very early. I think this is a deserved one. I think Albania is usually quite popular with a lot of people. It seems to be like often the 11th to 15th place for a lot of. So I can see that actually happening here as well. How about you, Roy? You okay with this?
Yeah, this is kind of where I expected it to be, like the 7.5 mark makes a lot of sense. I think a lot of people really like what they're going for and really like the song. I don't necessarily see a lot of hate. I don't necessarily see... I mean, I definitely do see also people that really love it as well, but I don't really see that many people who really, really dislike the song. So yeah, that's a good sign.
7.46. So this is the final score for Albania this year. Now, the last thing left here is to see where it ends up in our ranking. This is, we already have a few songs in, so I'll show that at the end of the video. And now we would love to hear from you. Where should Albania end up? Where do you think how many points it deserves? Did we get it right, or are we too high, too low? Whatever it is, leave your thoughts below in the comment section. Until the next video,